The Canon R5 made its debut in July 2020, and despite some issues with overheating, it has been a very loved camera among creators, being noticeably the first camera introducing 8K to the market. And 4 years after its release, the Mark II of this camera might just be around the corner. The Canon R5 Mark II might just be announced for CP Plus this year in February 2024. Now, this year's CP Plus is supposed to happen between the 22nd and the 25th of February. And typically the announcement for new cameras happen 1 week prior to that. So you can expect the announcement of the R5 Mark II to be done in mid-February. But what to expect for this camera? It's been rumored that the Canon R5 Mark II would come with a stacked 62 megapixel full-frame sensor. Now, having a stacked sensor with this much resolution means that you would bring both resolution as well as speed in the game, allowing for better buffering as well as maybe autofocus performance and more. But it doesn't stop here, because the Canon R5 Mark II will give you the possibility to choose between different resolution, 62, 31, as well as 15 megapixel files, which is good versatility if you want to prioritize speed or if you don't need the full resolution of the sensor. Now, in terms of videos, well, the Canon R5 Mark II is rumored to up the game in terms of frame rate. Supposedly, the new camera will be able to shoot 8K up to 60 frames per second, as well as 4K 120. We also have read here and there that 240 frames per second at 4K might be a possibility as well. But for the moment, the most reliable sources like Canon Rumors are reporting 8K 60 as well as 4K 120 frames per second. Now, what we don't know yet though is whether or not the Canon R5 Mark II will support ProRes, because that was one of the drawbacks of the camera, not being able to support something as widely supported and used as Apple ProRes. Additionally, the Canon R5 Mark II should come with a dual CF Express Type B port. And this kind of makes sense because with a resolution of 62 megapixel, maybe a frame rate of 20 frames per second like it is the case for the Canon R5 Mark I, as well as 4K 120 FPS, well, you kind of need CF Express for that. The CF Express Type B is now very common in this type of cameras with higher capabilities in terms of resolution and frame rate, and it is good news to see that Canon is now trying to implement a dual CF Express Type B kind of storage, which could allow to double shoot on dual cards without having any speed limitation or buffering limitation. In terms of EVF, the R5 Mark II is rumored to have a 5.76 million dot EVF with 120 frames per second refresh rate, which is kind of similar to what you currently have on the Mark I. But for the LCD screen, currently we do not have any rumor or any leaked information yet. And now the big question, how much will the R5 Mark II cost? Well, it is rumored to be around the $4,000 mark, which kind of makes sense with this kind of capabilities and specifications, and which would make it compete with the Nikon Z8. This camera would be made for professionals that really want the performance of the high capabilities and high frame rate, both in terms of photography and videography, and for this price range, that's pretty much what you can expect. So what do you think about this rumor? Are you excited to have the Canon R5 Mark II released potentially in 2024? Let us know down in the comment. Thank you for watching Pro News, and if you've missed it, check out our review of the Nikon Z8.